how was the reaction this year to the fans in the panel from the previous years? Are you seeing it build, grow?
It seems like they've heard of us now. It's kind of awesome. No, I think there's definitely an increase in interest and engagement.
There was a nice moment as we were walking into the green room. There's a bunch of people. I guess they're keeping him kind of closer to see people coming in, and it's like the gang goes past him, and everybody burst into applause. It was adorable because we were all talking about like how when we first came here two Comic-Cons ago, so 3 years ago. Nobody had ever seen the pilot. It's like nobody knew who we were, and so it's kind of lovely actually to see it build like that.
Some of us knew the book,
Indeed.
but we didn't know how the stories were going to go. Yeah, definitely different now. So when you're seeing that, the reaction from the fans and engagement now that they're finished with the second series and the third's coming, or maybe catching up on the books now, are you getting a lot of, I guess, feedback specific to, hey, where are you taking the stories? Why is it different than the books? Or why is this changed here? Are you seeing
more? What I'm seeing is speculation about how we're going to deal with what happens next. Less than them second guessing what we've already done. They're kind of speculating about how we're going to. You think they're going to bring? Oh, is that going to happen? Or well, how are they going to do this part? And that's kind of awesome. And sometimes they guess right, and sometimes they don't.
I mean, you're juggling a lot of things right now. Obviously, the proto-matter thing is more than a thing because it looks like it can think. And that makes it even more dangerous. And there's the stuff on Earth going on. And there's the Rossi crew as well. So how are those things, without getting specific, but how does that play into season 3 of this?
You know, actually, the way that you just described it is how it plays into it. Is that it's a lot of things that are happening simultaneously, and it's complicated. There's a war between Earth and Mars going on. That thing is happening on Venus. All of these things are happening simultaneously and influencing how everybody looks at all of those things separately. And that confusion, the fact that, you know, when you're in the middle of a war, people don't always know really what's going on or why people are doing things or even how to make the right decisions because you have incomplete information. That's all part of the storyline. Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's going to be awesome.
A single word answer. Yes. Yes, we do.
You said, too, one thing, you talked about that fact that there's something that happens where a person goes from, like, I think, 6 or 7 G acceleration, all of a sudden goes down to 0 acceleration. And you said you were looking forward to being able to film that. And so I'm assuming we're going to see that in season 2.
What was I talking about? Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's not that one thing. The thing where the thing happens.
Yeah.
No, it's yes, that's going to be. Yeah, that'll just be unpleasant.
Book fans know what we're talking about.
Yeah, there's this thing. Yeah. It's just going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome.
Describe season 3, like, for example, when I started season 1, I don't want to say it was more linear, but it's complicated as season 1. It seems so much less complicated than season 2 was. Almost to the point where, at times, I felt like some of the characters were like, what is going on and how do we get out of this? And it's like, it seems like it's just building and building. And are you going to continue that for 3, or are you going to pull it back and then maybe go a little more linear this time?
You know what it is? It's the material sort of informs how we tell the story. Leviathan was a mystery and a conspiracy. So we had a lot of that in season 1, which was, is it that man? No, it's that man. No, it's that man. No, it's none of those men. And it's like
we kind of ended season 1 right at the point where all of the mystery is stripped away and it stops being a suspense story instead.
Right. And when we put Miller and Holden and the Rossi crew together, it naturally collapsed storylines. And so what ended up happening in season 2 was those guys and those storylines started following a single path. And Avasarala got more connected to it as well. So it wasn't like people working quite as independently. So the simplification happened kind of naturally.
But Caliban's War, the second book, is a political thriller, and so we've gone from a noir mystery into a political thriller, and then Abaddon's Gate isn't a political thriller; it's this other thing. So I think the cheesy answer is some things are going to get more complex, and some things are going to get real simple.
And that's, I think, the fun of the show is, while staying the same show, it changes its tones, it changes its focus, it changes, like life, the events of the day. You start doing different things. That's kind of the fun of it. From a technical perspective, I would say that the most ambitious were 2 episodes. The last episode of Miller and Julie Mao. That was Mark and Hawk wrote a beautiful script. Ty and Daniel, the book. It was always the scene that everybody remembered. But pulling off the transformed arrows was very complicated and very difficult, and took a tremendous amount of work to get it right.
But from a storytelling perspective, the hardest one was the one Naren did right after that. Because we came to this moment when it was this tremendous catharsis and this storyline coming to its right and proper ending, and then we still had half a season to go, and that reset and that saying, okay, yes, we've done all of this stuff, but it's not over. All of these other things are still going on, and the shift where we did the drive story, and we set Bobby on the path that has taken her where she is now, was such a delicate thing, and it was so easy to do it wrong. And Naren won't talk about this because he wrote it, but it was a critical moment in the series, and I think it was handled beautifully. I think we actually did a very difficult thing well.
I think the visual thing is brilliant because it talks about so many things, and you give us so many clues in that, because you're talking about the paradigm shift, and we're thinking we know what's going on, but the whole point is that you know that the proto-molecule is the paradigm shift.
That was the idea.
But at the same time, you're not telling us. Well, that was seriously, that was great. That was absolutely.
Well, thank you. I mean, it was a tricky thing to pull off, only because, remember, Bobby starts in Caliban's War, right? We pulled her into the narrative of Leviathan's Wake just for that purpose, because we knew we had to shift gears. And if you suddenly introduced a character like that in the middle of your season, it wouldn't have worked. And so we pulled you along to care about her, so that the opening of Caliban, when she loses her team, you actually know who they are and what they mean to her. You actually feel something for them, and it brings her into the storyline in a very unusual way. So.
Totally.
No, it's really it was a great season 2.
What have you guys learned from season 2 that you've applied to season 3, production-wise or story-wise? How are you building on seasons 1 and 2 to keep getting better?
I think, you know what, the nice thing is we do less world building now, because
it's established.
It's established. People understand the universe and the rules and how gravity works. Like, we're not doing the same kind of hand-holding that we did initially.
And we've also gotten better as a working group.
Absolutely.
We have more experience working with each other. We know everybody's strengths. We know what worked last time. We get to, I think we're doing more concept art this time.
Yeah, we are actually.
So
yeah.
we're kind of helping out the set building guys by doing a little bit more of our homework for them. It's that kind of thing.
We have to build everything because it's a futuristic environment, so everything has to have a look and a design, and it's so that's a big part of it. But also, we've gotten better, and we sort of know where things, we know where the problems are. It's like we've gotten better at wires, we've gotten better at any number of technical elements, and so it's a little bit easier. We make our helmets and our suits better for sounds, it's a bunch of things.